I saw on your Twitter a couple times. You're like, just walked in getting burned. I was like, oh damn, who's the DJ?
Bro, it happens. It's like, I don't want to put anybody on blast, but like you're walking in and Pepas is by far still one of the biggest records, and like it's like 11:30 and they're playing Pepas
and everybody's clapping and you're like, yo, how am I supposed to go on right after this?
Yeah, so then you have like, they play like 4 or 5 bangers back to back. It's like they're trying to show you that they're a good DJ too, and you're just like,
I mean, that is such a lesson to everyone out there, and I feel like we say that all the time, and as older DJs, maybe we just take it for granted that we know, but the younger DJs, you will not impress the older DJ or just the people you're trying to impress. You will not impress them by playing the biggest song ever. That will never be impressive. It's more impressive to play more unknown songs or old school songs or craft a set that can still get people going without playing the big songs. As like, whenever I had an opener that could do that, I was like, yo, I'm connected to this person forever. I'm gonna always recommend this person because I know if they're doing good in this position, they're gonna absolutely smash it as the headliner, and they're gonna be able to hang around me, see how I do it, and then be able to go in there. So it's like,
for a while I used to see Butch open up for Vice a lot. So I would always, when I would go see him, like at Mai Tai's Echo Days back in Long Beach, like I would always like be like, damn, Butch is such a great opener. So then when I started for a while, Mark the Spot. He was like always asking for me to open, like no matter where it was. I got a lot of little residencies in Hollywood because of that. But I knew Mark the Spot set, and I stayed away from all that stuff and set him up to the point where it was just like, he's just like, I come in and I'm just slam dunking. Like it's so easy. You leave it there for me. But I learned because of Butch opening for Vice,
That's interesting.
Like that's how I knew how to open. And I opened for so many years. And then when it was time for me to it was so easy because if I had to knock out a 3-hour set, it was like I set myself up, and then, peak hour, I was just banging it out.
Yeah, totally. And that sort of talks to the point of go to the place that you want to DJ and be around the people and absorb the everything, the vibes, the early, the late, what's happening, who's doing what, who's playing what, because that's how you're going to learn all this stuff. If you hadn't gone to see Mark the Spot a bunch of times and you just like came in open and left, or, like, yo, I'm busy, I got to do this thing, you wouldn't be as good, and he wouldn't want you to open, because you have to know the deal. Like even I was just in Atlantic City. So I went from the Beyond the Music retreat the next day, and I DJ'd at HQ2 in Atlantic City. And I went out there, I had dinner with the bookers, shout out to Zach. And he was like, yo, how well do you know Nick Spinelli? And I'm like, oh, I was just with him at the retreat. He's so funny, dude. Like we were doing this and that. And he's like, well, he's been coming in here every week and he wants to DJ. And it was just cool to see like, he was doing what we're talking about. You know what I mean?
Randy was touching on that big.
Right, that just Randy, being around the place, even if you're not DJing, if you have an off night, you know what I mean? It's like, go. Like, I'm off tonight. I'm probably going to try to go out. It's harder, obviously, when you get older, and I have a kid and wife, and I'm doing things. But at the same, especially if you're younger and you don't have any of that, like, go out a bunch and just be around. You're going to learn songs. You're going to connect with people. There's so many things that are going to happen that night that are going to potentially help you or change your life that you think, oh, whatever, and don't get too faded.